Fiction is the lie through which we tell the truth. A quote by Albert Camus, a French-Algerian journalist, novelist, and philosophical essayist. And so very true. During times of deceit and censorship, fiction becomes the only or one of the only effective ways to expose the truth and illuminate real dark places. When it comes to the beast that creates the beastliest world events, it goes even further. Writing the truth as fiction becomes the only lawful, aka legal way. After all, many of these laws are created to uphold and sustain the governing beasts. That's exactly how and why my second book, The Lone Gladio, came to life, as a book posing as fiction. After spending over 2 years writing my memoir, Classified Woman, The Sibel Edmonds Story, and another year or so waiting for the FBI's pre-pub review, mandatory for those who hold top secret clearance for intelligence work, I was told my entire manuscript, including the title, was top secret and that I could not publish a single word of it. The Bureau had actually blacked out every word on every page of my manuscript, including the page numbers. Can we say Kafka altogether? Can we think 1984 out loud altogether? You see, this book, Classified Woman, was going to be the first book in my plans to have a 3-book series. And for the memoir, Classified Woman, I had gone to great lengths to ensure that no truly classified and or ongoing investigation was compromised by the content. Well, it did not matter, because according to the beast's governing bodies, even the title and page numbers were classified. After spending more than a year battling with the US government and being shut down by every publishing company for being explosive, I went ahead, hired my own team of savvy expert editors, proofreaders, and book designers, and published my first book, Classified Woman, a memoir, all by myself. The book ended up on Amazon's bestsellers list. I sold tens of thousands of it and earned the rare 5-star status based on hundreds and hundreds of independent reviews. I waited for the beast to keep its word and come after me, but it didn't. It apparently weighed the pros and cons. Why give the book more publicity when it could control the entire media and publishing houses and apply a blackout, right? Well, I was not done. In fact, as I went through the years of battle getting this memoir published, I began writing my next hit. That's right. I had actually learned a thing or two from the experience. I was going to write a fiction. You know why? Because fictions are exempt from the FBI pre-pub reviews and approval process. That's right. As long as it said it was fiction and stayed away from the exact names of people, exact operations, and specific locations, I had no obligation to submit anything to the beast's goons. And the goons had zero lawful power to legally stop the book from publication. Of course, they could continue their operation to black it out via major publishers and their media arms, but hey, that was about it. This is how The Lone Gladio, a fiction, came into existence. It was created to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, through a fiction book. It was to become one of the first 3 books in a series, and it did. It was written to expose Operation Gladio B in some of its minutest details. What's Operation Gladio B? When did it go into effect? How and why was it implemented? By whom? How do they make suicide bombers? How are the operations compartmentalized? How do they ensure operators' silence? And much, much, much more. I'm going to keep this episode short as the first introductory episode in a series dedicated to Operation Gladio B via The Lone Gladio, my book, to explain why and how I wrote this fiction. In the coming series, I will cover a few examples, excerpts, and noteworthy angles. Meanwhile, if you haven't read the Lone Gladio, I strongly encourage you to pick up a hard copy or e-version. They are both available via Amazon, and read it. Maybe more than once, especially if you're interested in Operation Gladio, Operation Gladio B, synthetic terrorism, black ops, how suicide terrorists are created, and the real powers, aka the deep state. I'll provide you the link in the show notes and introduction section of this video post. Also, I'll be producing videos answering questions by you. By that, I mean well thought out and respectful questions submitted by my viewers here and in the coming videos. So post your questions as comments at Newsbud website under my videos. You have to be part of our community. I'll select and answer some of these questions in my coming videos. Please donate and or subscribe to Newsbud if you want the continuation of this series as open to all videos via YouTube. And thank you all. Sibel Edmonds here, reporting from Turkey.